Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Dennis. So today we're going to do a review of MSI's modern MD271P monitor. So it's the MSI Modern Series. So they got a bunch of different ones. So let's find out more about it. Let's have a look at the box, go through some of the specs they got on it, and let's get it out of the box and see what we get with it and how it looks. Okay, so this is our first look. So some of the things you're going to see, of course, it's a Red Dot winner from 2021. So this is about a year it's been around. Has built-in speakers, has a Type-C display. We'll find out more about that later on. Has a less blue light, anti-flicker, and it's an IPS wide view angle. So that's some important features to it. But let's have another look at the side here, see what we get. Okay, of course it says it's a business and productivity monitor. So some of the things I want to point out is color is black, 27 inch, 16.7 million colors. Contrast ratio is 1000 to 1. Brightness up to 250 nits. Gross weight is 8 kilograms. The input type is C and HDMI, which is Type C. Response time is 5 milliseconds and 1920 by 1080 by 75 hertz. Now, it also has a viewing angle of 178 by height and vertically 178. All right, so same and same. So let's get it out of the box and see what we got. So one of the things I noticed that was kind of nice, when you open it up, it has a little indentation here, so you can take it and pull it out of the box. It helps you to take it out. First thing I'm seeing is we have little stickers. We have some kind of plug here. I'll have to look and see what that is here in a minute. I'm assuming it's the screws for fastening it on, but we will find out shortly. And we have an HDMI cable, it looks like. Oh, no, that's your power cable. So here's our cable, pretty standard. Nothing out of the ordinary, pretty much normal. You could plug that in. It's the same kind of one that you would have for your CPU, for your power, or for your computer, I mean. Okay, so the only other thing is we got a plate here. And I'll get this out so we can see what else comes with it. Okay, so now we get out of the box. What do we got? So this is our HDMI cable. That's the one I started to mention before. And mistook it for our power cable, which plugs into this. So you get this out. It's going to plug in here. And that's going to connect to the back of your monitor. Very simple. Again, these things are fairly standard these days. We have our monitor arm for the stand. Okay, so pretty nice. Has some plastic around here I'll have to take off. This is the handle for if you want to take it off later on. And it's just going to have little things kind of snapping in place. We'll get to that afterward. What else do we have? This is probably the base plate, which I mentioned earlier. Yep. So of course this is going to go on here, like so. And then you're going to fasten it right here. So let's just push that down and fasten it on. This is the easy part. Actually, really isn't no hard part. Once it's tight, flicker down, and you're good to go. So we'll set that here. So here we have a picture with all our different warnings. And of course the monitor itself, all nicely tucked in here. So we're going to get that out. It's not too heavy, which is good. You don't really want one that's too heavy. And before we do too much, I'm going to set it right there. And we're going to put our stand on. So again, look at your stand. You can see how all the indicators where they go. Okay. And all you're going to do is line that up. Okay, so line that up. Okay, so you put it in, it'll go down. If you need to take it back off, you just push up on this and it'll come off. I gotta say, it didn't line up as easily as other monitors I've had in the past. And I had to toy with it a little bit. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised by that actually. Anyhow, before we go and put it up on its stand, let's turn this. Now somebody had said that it doesn't rotate, but obviously if I can do this, it does. So let's focus in on here and let's see exactly what we're looking at here. So just be aware there is no VESA mounting. So we do have our connector for our Type-C, HDMI, and our audio, which because it does have two speakers, And of course for our power, plugging in right there. On the other side, I'm just going to move over here. These are all for our menu and all our adjustments once we have it up on the stand. So I'm going to put it up on the stand now and have a better look. Okay, so we have it on the stand now. You can have a better look there. It's no bezel, so it's right to the edge. All your menus and everything are all underneath here in the front, so you can easily get to them. Okay, just turning it around. You can see on the back, height adjustment is pretty easy. Up and all the way down as far as you want. Just pretty good, actually. It's actually one of the best monitors I've seen for that. A lot of them are very up or down, and they move too fast and almost drive you crazy. Okay, so what you have to do actually is tilt it this way, so you bring it out, then you can turn it. Well, I turned it a minute ago. Put it at the highest height, of course. Now you can adjust it and you're good to go if that's the way you like it. Some people like to have a separate monitor just for if they're streaming and having their chat all in here, so you can see a lot more of it and all that kind of stuff. I don't do that much, so for me it's just not an issue. So maybe I just turn it. I will keep it this way. You can adjust it quite a bit forward, backwards. Of course, like I just said, you can rotate it. Height adjustments, really easy. Turning it to the back, like I say, you can turn this off. So again, lift it up, tilt it, and you can rotate it. And what that will make it easy for is connecting your power and everything here. All right? You'll be able to connect it very easily. So take your adapter, take your power cable, plug them in like this. This is simply going to plug into your power adapter. So right here on the bottom, plugs in. You can unwind your cable, depends on how much you need. And you've got almost probably about 5 foot of cable on top of that again to go to your wall and all that kind of good stuff. So now you just have to either use your HDMI cable to plug it in. Now I don't know if the C connects. The C is for if you want to hook like a laptop or something as an extra display. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use the straight on HDMI cable from in here. Now I would have thought they would have had a display port, but HDMI works fine for me. Okay, so HDMI cable is pretty simple. Line it up and it will go in. Nothing to it. That's it. So now we'll adjust our height again. Okay. And then we'll plug it in, hook it up to a PC, and we will test the, see how it looks. Something else I wanted to show you is those screws that it came with. Okay, so it says screws for wall mounting your monitor. Okay, and of course the illustration in the monitor is reference only. The screws are for raising the wall mounted plate, but the wall mount kit is optional. So you'd have to order that from MSI. Okay, so now that I got my monitor all set up, first thing I want to do is the bottoms on here. So you've got your power. Now they're kind of hard to see, to be honest. You have your E, which is for exit and end, and M is for your menu and your back and forth keys. And they're kind of small, to be honest, so they're kind of hard to see to figure out what you're doing. But anyway, let's start on off. You got a button in the back, and you have one in the front that just basically tells you if it's turned on or not. So let's start off with our menu button on the far left. And then if we want to go between them or move, we'll follow the arrow keys. So we'll go across, we can do our contrast. The OCR and mode are automatically selected default. So you can do your color temperatures, your aspect ratio input, which is your type C or HDMI. You can do your adjustments and other. So we're going to go through all these, and of course exit, which is the E key. So I do find that these buttons, they kind of seem offset. So it's a little tricky to maneuver around, but let's try. So again, let's do menu. And so if you want brightness, first thing you're going to do is hit the E key. That brings it up. So then you can use your arrows here to go back and forth. So if you don't like that, you hit E key again, or menu. I do find that these being a little hard to see, they could have made them a little more bright. Would have been a little easier to go through and see everything. My eyesight is not 100%, but it's just seeing these. Sure, if you're close up, maybe that's better when you're actually sitting at the monitor. Right now, because I'm filming, it's a little difficult. So anyway, bring the menu up. Let's go over to brightness, we're seeing contrast. You can select that. Again, same as before. And if you're done, you can just go back again. Let's go back to the menu and go over it one more time. Like I say, color temperature. And if you want to select that, now you've got different choices here. You've got user, so you can set your own defined thing, and you can do this, of course, to return. You have cool, warm, and like I say, user. So the different ones, when you're looking at the screen, will show you just exactly what those look like. So I'm going to go back here, and we're going to continue to go across. Aspect ratio. So aspect ratio is auto. Right now we're using 16:9. You could use 4:3. I don't know why you would, but you could. I personally prefer 16:9 just because of the type of monitor it is. So again, we're going to go back across. It times out pretty quickly. You have your inputs. So of course your inputs will come up. Right now we're using HDMI, and if we were using Type-C, that one would be in red as well. So again, I'm just going to go back and go across to adjust. And what does that do? Well, let's have a look. Let's just adjust our gamma. So let me see if it actually goes over. It doesn't seem to let me choose it, but I'm guessing maybe there's another way, but it doesn't seem to let me do anything. So, and what's the other? Let's go see what other is. Other is, oh, so you can choose your language. You can set a timer for powering it off. So let's say you're using it with your PlayStation or something like that. You can set it for a length of time. It'll turn off, and then you're good to go. You can reset everything, probably to defaults. What is this? Let's have a look. OD. Okay, so it lets you choose whether it's off, normal, or extreme. All right, I'll have to look up what that is. We'll get back to you. Hey, back to menu. When you hit the menu button, it takes you back to the last thing you were at, by the way. You can choose your volume. So let's see. Volume is set at 70 right now. Seemed to work quite well. So I'm not going to bother to adjust it, but you certainly are able to. And the sound from this did sound really well. You'll see when I play a game, which is going to be coming up here in a minute. So eco mode, you can set that. Although right now it's on. And it says changing the selected function may increase the power consumption of this monitor. Please select one of the following options. So that's what your eco is actually doing. It's using less power. So right now, I'm not going to do that. Again, return brings us back to our original menu. And of course, hit this again. Let me just see here. Go over, and if I hit E for exit. And that's it. That's our menus. Pretty simple, really, but I do wish this was brighter. If this was just a little bit more a bolder white color or something like that, or just something that stood out more. Maybe even a gold would be nice. It would look better. Even in the MSI, it's very subtle, and I guess for some people that's okay. I just don't find it something I can see very well. Okay, so we're going to play some Batman. We're just going to move around a little bit, jump, all the good stuff that you do in a game, and you tell me what you think. Now, I find the colors are pretty spectacular, to be quite honest. And I haven't played this in a while, and I usually play it with a controller, so we're going to see how well I can do this with keyboard and mouse, because that's how I've got it set up. So let's go. Here we go. Look at the colors, and it's everything shows very well. All right. All right. Again, this is just to show you the detail, the lights, everything that's there. There's some bad guys. We're gonna have some fun. Yes, we are. So it's very clear. I'm actually very impressed. This is only 1080p, by the way. And considering that it's 1080p, how well it's playing. Now, this is not a super demanding game, but, you know, it's just one of those things that I'm just trying to show you the colors. You can see how you can read Gotham City Radio 105.7. All right.
Attention all units, we need everyone on assignment. No 10-10 until further notice.
I love it. Hambleton Hill. There's our radio station. Yeah. Look at the detail on Batman himself. All the outfits. Anyway, I just wanted to be able to show you, like, there doesn't seem to be any tearing that I can notice. Everything is super good. And this is only running on a 1080p monitor, by the way. It's not even RTX. So when you think about it, that's pretty spectacular. All right, everybody, so that's a quick look at the monitor. Other than the controls, everything works really impressively well. The clarity, the sharpness, everything it's there. You want to add another monitor, you have the USB-C that you can plug into that as well. If you want to hook up another laptop to it or just an external device using the USB-C, it should work fine. Anyway, it works for my purposes, and that's all I really cared about. I wanted to show you the game so you can see kind of the colors and how clear everything was coming through. I'm really quite impressed. I'm not impressed with the menu and the buttons. It just doesn't seem quite as easy as some other monitors I've had. But you tell me what you think. If you've had this monitor, give me your feedback. Tell me what you experienced and if it kind of just annoyed you a little bit, because it kind of does with me. It's the first MSI monitor I've had. That's kind of a downside, but everything else is super. I really, really love it. And yeah, I might have to try some more other monitors in the future. It's one of the clearest, best picture in terms of color clarity, all that kind of stuff that I've come across. I've always stuck with the ASUS monitors. They've always been very good to me. I tried a couple other ones, didn't work out so well. MSI, right up there. So if the performance and everything stays the way it is now, and I bought a 3-year warranty this time, so it won't happen like the BenQ monitor. At least I can take it back for 3 years, so at least I got 3 years out of it no matter what. So anyway, hope you liked the video. If you like it, give me a big old thumbs up. If you don't, leave me a comment. Tell me what else you want to see. I can always include it in a video later on. That's something I'm toying with, including the monitor here, the new one, and just little things that maybe I missed or I thought, you know, it might be nice to include. I'm going to put it in there. So give me your feedback if something else you want to see, or you have a question that maybe you just want to find out if it can do it or not. Put it in the comments and I will try and get a video. I'm trying to put it like a compilation together to put all those different ones together and answer all your questions. And if you got a question with something else, well, give me that too. So anyway, if you're new here, think about subscribing. Hit that bell for notifications of videos as they come up. Thanks on super thanks is always appreciated. Supports the channel. I've got that join button as well. Not really that required anymore. The thanks kind of does it anyway, as far as I'm concerned. I might actually turn it off at some point. It gives you the ability to interact with me more behind the scenes. So if that's something you're interested in, by all means join. Otherwise, just say thanks and let me know. Anyway, I think I'm going on. I like to babble. at the end of my videos. I blather on. Okay, you see, I'm doing it again. Anyway, thank you for watching. See you next time.